My name's Alec. I'm from London originally, North London, Golders Green. I now live in Peckham. I used to play in a jazz band at my first school back in North London. I took a liking to improvising. I really enjoyed that, and I think at the time I was looking for something in school to be good at, and I happened to be quite good at that. So I sort of went with it a little bit. I started listening to a lot more albums and checking out the greats, and eventually decided that I'd like to audition for music school, and it's just sort of took off from there. It takes a lot of dedication for sure. You have to be good at spending time with yourself. Obviously, practicing is a huge part of becoming a great musician and honing in, mastering your craft and your instrument. I think it's really important to be open-minded, good with people. You're going to spend a lot of time with a lot of people, and to be able to become present quite quickly and really be as in the moment as you can for a performance, I think is what elevates you to be a great musician as opposed to just a good musician, you know. I think that's, I mean, same with a lot of things, isn't it? But I think that really elevates you a lot. It's been an interesting one for me because after I graduated from Guildhall, I moved to America and I studied for my master's at a school called New England Conservatory in Boston, and that was great in many respects, and it was also quite hard being away from home. I ended up staying in America, but I definitely think that my career, so to speak, has been a bit broken up so far. I haven't really had much chance to settle somewhere and, you know, really kind of get things going. Now I live in London and I feel like I can kind of sort of settle down here and you know, really get my career going, and I play in a band called Kansas Smitties, and that's quite a big focal point for me. How did I get into climbing? So I was living in New York at the time, and a friend of mine, a musician, it all ties in, you see. He's a drummer, and he suggested one day, you know, maybe we should go and try out this outdoor bouldering gym in Dumbo, which is just underneath the Manhattan Bridge, and it's really quite, you know, it's quite a lovely view, and it's right next to the river, and it's this big like blue walls, and yeah, I went down there with him, and I just absolutely fell in love with it, and it was just an amazing feeling for me being able to work out doing something I enjoyed. And you know, not getting something for the first time, it's just became a complete obsession and addiction for me. And I joined a gym immediately, and started trying to get strong. That was always something I think about climbing that had been really important, was finding the place with the community. And when I moved to Peckham, I ended up applying for a job at this gym here that we're in today, Blockfit Brixton, and luckily just after the lockdown I got the job, and yeah, I'm here all the time now. And oh yeah, so I was joking with you earlier that, you know, we were having a conversation, and I'm sort of 75% listening to you and 15% thinking about how I'm going to climb this thing that I created the other day and how I might make a few tweaks. You know, it's good to have that level of in your head, isn't it? Just to really hone your craft. I think that in music I've found that when you're really thinking about what to play next, and you're really thinking about what someone else did and you're kind of questioning things during a performance, that usually shows me that, you know, I'm not quite in the zone, and maybe I just need to kind of breathe it out and just really listen intently and figure out how to kind of get into the space that I'm in. And I think that can be the same with climbing as well. You know, when you're kind of working on a project and you're trying really, really hard, and then you rest for a few minutes and you're like, this is going to be the one, and you go up and you get on the climb and you do the first move and your foot just pops, and you've never done that before, and you're like, why did my foot pop? You know, it's kind of similar. You really do have to be to do it at the highest level. You have to be as focused as possible, for sure. I found when I started climbing, initially I was going all the time, I was falling in love with it, and my hands were just getting absolutely destroyed. You know, like just the tendons, the dexterity felt like it was sort of suffering. And obviously being a saxophone player, that's fairly important, I would say. And so I did have a period of time when I was getting really into climbing that I was kind of questioning, well, can I do the two things together? Is it a good move, you know, as a saxophone player wanting to make a career to be into a sport where you kind of ruin your dexterity? And that was a bit of a quandary for a while, and then I think eventually I sort of realized that actually it's okay to have two life passions and maybe more, you know. You don't have to be the best saxophone player in the world of all time. You don't have to be the best climber of all time. It's your story that's kind of unique to you, isn't it? And you can balance those in a way that works for you. So yeah, happy to say that I'm a musician and a climber now, and it works fine. That's one. I think that's it, my friend. Yeah, definitely go check out Kansas Smithies. I think it's a great band. I'm really lucky to be part of it, and they're trying to be really proactive about putting a lot of stuff out, and we released a new album earlier on this year. We're working towards some other projects. We have plenty of stuff out there. We just did a BBC recording, which you can find on the BBC Sounds page. I feel like I should have my own band really, so I can plug that. And also, I am a professional saxophonist under my own right. My name is Alec Harper, and if you're in London, you know, come down to Southeast and try out Blockfit. It's going to humble you for sure, and it's a great community of people here, and very, very lucky to be a part of it myself. And I've learned a lot since working here. So yeah, you got to check it out. Maybe you'll see me. Come say hi. Cool.